Morning, Leah.
Good morning.
What are you asking about? The speaker sheet or just the sign-in sheet for
The speaker sheet, like the calendar where we can go ahead and put in who we have scheduled for the Reentry cancels.
okay, I'll have to look into that and get that redid.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if one had been sent out. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed it if it had been.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
So, how did everything go at the Capitol last week, Jonathan?
It went pretty good. I mean, there wasn't really a lot in attendance, but at least we got the message out and everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was there, I think, like the day after for Family Treatment Court. They were
Mm,
doing a presentation for the legislature, but we were scheduled during lunch hour, so there wasn't too big of a crowd.
right.
Be careful getting on Facebook, guys. I had a little bit of a panic moment about
Oh,
30 minutes ago.
What'd you do?
There
Hit one of those little ads on the top right-hand corner?
no, I had got a friend request from a name I didn't recognize and I was ignoring it because I don't click on those.
Right.
And I was on my work computer on Facebook looking for information about an event because this event coordinator is putting everything on Facebook instead of emailing people.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm meant to click the X to close my internet window so I could get ready for this meeting. And and the little friend request is right beside the X.
Oh no.
I clicked the friend request and it locked my internet up. Like it locked the browser window up and was like giving me this alert of, Windows
Right.
Defender, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, now if it's on my personal computer, I just close everything out, restart, because I know it's, bull.
Right.
But this was a work computer, so I was like, crud, I gotta call the IT guy. And he was like, just stay off the VPN until I can get back to the office and see what it is and restart your computer, but you should be fine. But it was a moment of panic because it was my work computer.
I could
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah, absolutely. I think I got a phishing email this morning and I just investigated it. I looked and I was like, I don't recognize this email address. It's got an attachment on it. Like, this seems all bad. And I convinced myself, well, if I just forward it to my personal email, I can check it out and investigate. When I went to forward it, my semantic was like, threat detected. It's like, okay, I might get a call from IT later on in the day.
Yep, yep. Because I just, and I mean, I don't know. I've told my boss I don't like getting on Facebook on my work computer, even for work reasons, because it's so full of viruses and it's so full of stuff like that. And I don't like, I mean, I get that people post the flyers and stuff on Facebook to get the information out there, but this group is posting like, this is an event that I'm going to.
Go.
Huh? And I don't even have an agenda. I don't have anything. They're putting everything on the Facebook page. And the email I have says to go to the Facebook page for updates and agendas and all that. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that's rough.
and I maybe I'm just old and curmudgeonly, but I just don't like using social media for those types of things.
No, it would be preferable if there were like email newsletters with all of those updates. I know how convenient it is for social media, but
Mm-hmm.
it would prevent things like that from happening, I guess. But I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Uh, Welcome to January's Reentry Council's meeting for Mercer, McDowell, Summers, Monroe County. First meeting of the year. Great to see so many people in here. I'd like to go around first and do some introductions. I'll start off. I'm William Long, with know me as Cody. I'm Reentry Council Chair for Mercer, McDowell, Summers, Monroe. A person with lived experience in being justice involved. I went through McDowell County Adult Drug Court in 2019, graduated in 2001 or 2002 actually, and I now work as PRSS for Family Treatment Court in McDowell and Wyoming counties. Been very grateful for the opportunity to help others who have gone through similar situations as myself. Jonathan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Spence. I'm with Reach Initiative. I'm a PRSS myself, just as impacted as well. I'm a Reach Back navigator, helping those coming out of prisons to get their life back in order. Uh, that's it.
Thank you. And Matthew, would you like to introduce yourself? And then also to see that Aaliyah, thank you, Aaliyah. For anybody that wants to drop their information into the chat, please feel free to do so.
My name is Matthew McCarty. I'm the director of the Senior Community Service Employment Program with Southwestern Community Action Council. We help people over the age of 55 who are low income, unemployed, and looking for work. We help provide them with paid job training and supportive services to help them find employment.
Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. And yeah, definitely drop your information in the chat if you can. I would like to reach out to you myself. Thank you. Marcia, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, I believe you're muted, Marcia.
Glad I didn't get too far into it. My name's Marcia, and I'm with United Way of Southern West Virginia. And what I do here is the West Virginia 211. I cover Fayette, McDowell, Mercer, Nicholas, Raleigh, Summers, Webster, and Wyoming County, 8 counties. And it's information and referral. Most of you probably already know what it is. Like I tell people, we're not the money people, but we connect you with the money people, whether it's for utilities, food, clothes. I get calls for guys and gals getting out of incarceration. Homelessness is a big one right now, but we try to connect people with resources.
Thanks, Marcia. And I see that we have Sherry Willer. She's not able to get on her audio or camera, but she's the Reentry Affairs Coordinator for Federal Prison Camp in Alderson. So thank you for joining us, Sherry. Look forward to you being able to join us with audio and video the next time. And Jen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen. I am the outreach coordinator for Northwood Health Systems crisis units. We are located in the Northern Panhandle in Wheeling and also in Weirton. That's Ohio County and Brooke County. We do take referrals from all over the state. So we can admit for detox and also mental health stabilization. So I just like to get on the meetings to let everybody know. If you have any questions or anything, I'll put my information in the chat. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jen. And today we have presenting Aaliyah Tanner with Disability Rights West Virginia. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Leah, then you can go into the presentation if you'd like.
Okay. So my name is Aaliyah. I think several of you guys probably already are familiar with me. I am the CAP and PABS advocate for Disability Rights of West Virginia, and I'll get into what CAP and PABS stands for. An overview of Disability Rights West Virginia is we are the federally mandated protection advocacy system for people with disabilities. Every state is federally mandated by the Rehab Act to have us or to have something. The Rehab Act specifically is for CAP. Different states kind of do things a little bit differently. West Virginia chose to contract a private nonprofit to fulfill this federal mandate. So we are a private company. So my glasses are not working for me today. What our main thing that we do is we give information and provide referrals. I tell people a good rule of thumb is if you have a disability related issue, start by calling us or going to our website. No matter what the disability is and no matter what the issue is, if it's a disability related issue, start with us. We may not be the group that you need to talk to, but we can get you on the right path to who and where you need to be. We also do monitorings of schools, prisons, jails, hospitals, psychiatric facilities. And what that is our advocates go in and they spot check. They ask, we have federal access authority to ask for education and health and psychiatric records. We have the authority to go in and look for things such as abuse and neglect. So, that includes nursing homes. We also provide direct advocacy. So if there is a specific person with a specific problem, they would get assigned to an advocate, and that advocate would assist or do what they can to kind of navigate the issue for that one issue. We also work with our clients to train and to train them, to teach them how to advocate for themselves. That's honestly the best advocacy in the world is self-advocacy. And in specific circumstances, and it would be up to people much higher up the chain of command than me, legal representation can be provided. And we do communicate with the legislature. We actually have a liaison at the legislature. She's there every day of the session to educate our delegates on disability issues and disability rights. Now, we have done some things where we've worked with law enforcement and first responders because we work with all the agencies where we have developed nonverbal communication cards. That's just one of the resources that we've developed that you guys can actually get on our website, print those off for free. They're PDFs. If you want copies of them, you can call us and just ask for some and we can mail them to you. So I talked about some things we did, but let me talk about some things we do not do. We don't do any kind of family or criminal law. We're not that kind of attorney's office. We don't do bankruptcy, estate probates, personal injury. We do not take on cases where someone is trying to establish guardianship over another individual. And we don't do any kind of non-disability issue. There is one issue that we cannot help with because we're not allowed to, and that is Social Security benefits. If you are filing for Social Security benefits, we can't help you file. If you're a recipient and you have an overpayment, we can help you navigate that, but we can't help you do that initial filing. That is not our rule. That is Social Security's rule. They're the ones who have told us, no, you can't do that. Some of our our different programs they all have PA in front of them. That's protection and advocacy. There is DD, which is developmental disability. IMI, which is individuals with mental illness. TBI, traumatic brain injury, and IR, which is individual rights. To kind of give you some examples of what that advocacy under those different programs might look like, the individual rights might be grandma's in the nursing home and they're not giving her medications, feeding her, turning her. She doesn't have a mental illness. She doesn't have a developmental disability. She has physical disabilities. That's where we can actually go and, she can call us and she can say, hey, the staff here isn't giving me my medications, isn't feeding me, and we can go check on her and see what's going on and talk to the staff and put the pieces together. Of course, TBI, you are people with traumatic brain injuries. Mental illness is people with mental illnesses, and developmental disabilities would be people with developmental disabilities. And those are the disability-driven programs. We do have some federal programs, and this is where CAP and PABs come in, that are issue-driven. So you've got the assistive technology, and then you've got CAP, which is what I do. CAP is specifically tied to vocational rehab. DRS. If you feel that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing or what they promised they would do, that's when you would call us. It lands on my desk. I'm calling you, I'm calling your DRS counselor, and I'm figuring out where things have fallen between the cracks and trying to fix that and trying to get services going in an efficient manner. PABs is the beneficiaries of Social Security. That's where that, maybe somebody has an overpayment, maybe somebody has a barrier to employment, maybe, there's something going on there. The limitation is for PABs is you must be on a Social Security benefit, whether it's disability, SSDI, SSI, whatever. And it must be a barrier to employment because PABs is specifically tied to that Ticket to Work program through Social Security. We have the Voting Act, which is the Help America Vote Act, and it's for people with disabilities, trying to make sure that they have access to vote, make sure polling sites are accessible, make sure that they've been allowed to do early voting or mail-in voting if they are eligible to do those things. We have another program, and I am not this type of advocate. We have two of those types of advocates, and they are in a realm unto themselves. These are beneficiaries with representative payees. These are people who are they have significant disabilities, and they have a rep payee. And they believe their rep payee is not paying their bills. That individual can call us and say, and a lot of rep payees are family members. They can say, Uncle Jimmy's not paying my electric bill, or Uncle Jimmy's not giving me money for groceries. Social Security, that program is like the first level of investigation into that type of financial misuse. We have two of those advocates, and what they do is they actually pull the bank records and they start digging through and they gather all the information up as to what's going on, where the money's being spent, how it's being spent, everything, and they present it to Social Security. And then Social Security makes a determination as to what the next steps will be. I say they're in a realm all unto themselves because they are. Social Security treats them very differently in that program than they treat me with the PABS program. If you guys get on our website, you're going to see another program that's a state program. This one is a little, it is state only. There is no other state that has it. It's called the Medley Hartley Advocacy Program. It is specifically tied to a lawsuit. You guys might remember in the 90s when state facilities were closing down all over the country. What was supposed to happen was when those facilities shut down, the state was supposed to help those individuals get established in the community. Help them find apartments or places to live, get them going with psychiatric services, medical doctors, all that. West Virginia did not fulfill those requirements. And there was a couple massive lawsuits. Now we have this program. There is a whole criteria that you have to meet. One of them is an IQ limitation. You have to have been in one of the psychiatric facilities before the age, I think, 22. It has it on our website with the basic. But if you are eligible for that program, you are assigned an advocate for life. And what that advocate does is they make sure that your social worker, your case manager, your rep payee, your doctors, everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing to make sure you're getting the care you need. So that one, like I said, that's a one that is a West Virginia only. I do like to bring it up in these meetings though, because some of the population that you guys serve may have been, institutionalized before the age of 22, put into long-term care at, because of the 5 facilities, 2 of them are still open, Sharp and Mildred Bateman. So you would think that the medley program would kind of be dwindling down as people get older and pass away naturally, but it's not, because those 2 facilities are still open, and so we still get clients that are eligible for it. And you guys may end up running into some people that would be eligible for that program. We also go into schools, so you guys might run into some people that they have kids, they're dealing with special education in the school system. That's something that we can help with. Schools not following IEPs, not giving assistive technology, whatever that may be. And so we have to, we can, and we do monitoring of schools where our advocates go into a school and tell the school to pull, 10 records, 10 random special education records. And they check them out to make sure the school's doing what they're supposed to do. So we have our P&Os, our priorities and objectives on our website. We're very transparent with that. And they're pretty specific as to what we're looking for. What we also look for is opportunities to reach out like this, set up vendor tables, whatever we can do. Because what we're finding out is that people don't know about us. They don't realize that there is protections out there for them, because it's because for disability. They think that they just kind of have to wing it on their own. So, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to go, I could talk a whole lot longer, but I know there's quite a number of you are already familiar with disability rights, and I don't want to, I don't want to repeat things that you guys already know. I did put our website in the chat. Please keep it, and please refer people to it and dig around on there for resources for yourself. If you guys want brochures to put into sites or facilities or whatever, you can either print them off our website or you can call us and we can mail them to you. If there's events that you guys want us to have a table at, reach out. I'm usually the one that does those types of things. If I don't have, if I'm not already booked up on that day, I will probably be there. We want to get that information to people's hands so that way they can advocate for themselves. Yes, we do just serve West Virginia. I saw your question there. However, if the individual lives in another state, we would refer them to that state's P&A, because every state and every territory has to have one. Did you guys have any other questions?
Not a question, Leah, but I just want to thank you for all the work that you do for the individuals that you work with, especially when dealing with the reentry populations. A lot of people, that are justice involved deal with either intellectual or physical disabilities. So it's great to know that that there are people available to advocate for them, when they may be in a position not be able to advocate for themselves. And then I wasn't aware of, I guess I should have been, but I wasn't aware of that you all are able to go into the schools in that way and advocate for the IEPs. I've known a lot of parents who have had issues with schools not upholding IEPs or not following IEPs. So I'm really happy to know that you all make sure that that's taken care of properly.
I will also say we have what's called a Parents Advocacy Guide to Special Education on our website. I do not recommend printing this thing out. It is several hundred pages. However, if you want a hard copy of it, we do a limited printing. So if parents want a copy for themselves, the parent or guardian can call us and we'll mail them one. We've had parents tell us that they didn't even read the thing. They just walked into IEP meetings with it and put it on the table, and the whole tone of the meeting changed. The schools know we have this, and they know what's in that book, and that book is everything a parent needs to know about special education in West Virginia. So, yeah, let those parents know that they can call us, and they can also go to our website to look at that book, and yeah. We also have a guide for tenants' rights
Okay.
On our website. Now we don't have those printed in booklet form like we do the education guides. Because I know you guys have difficulties finding, people have difficulties finding housing, when they're trying to reestablish themselves out in communities. And that may be an assistance to the population you all serve as well. Now, our tenants' rights, of course, is geared towards people with disabilities, but I mean, the two populations overlap pretty significantly.
Yeah, absolutely, they do. Yeah, thank you for that. Does anyone have any other questions for Leah? If not, Aaliyah, I'd like to thank you for your time. Appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you. And thank you guys for everything you all are doing.
And before we close, I'd like to go around, give everybody an opportunity. If you have any events coming up or anything that you want all of us to know about that'll be going on between now and the next time that we meet, feel free to share. I know that today they have Day of Hope going on at Jobs and Hope is Day of Hope going on today at the Capitol. And I know we have Recovery Advocacy Day at the Capitol beginning of next month. If any of you all want to share whether or not you'll have a presence at either event, feel free to. Or if you have anything else going on the next month or so, feel free to share about that as well.
There is like not next next week at the Capitol is pretty much I lovingly refer to it as the week of disability issues at the legislature. So each day is a different, focus, just like how, how they do. I will be there on the 29th. It's called Jan Lily Stewart Disability Advocacy Day. But each day next week is a different group focus. One day is Independent Living Day if anyone's around Charleston and wants to pop in, we'll be up in the rotunda. It's Tuesday. It's a Monday, Tuesday for me. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna be up underneath of the dome on the second floor. And like I said, I'll be there Thursday, but there will be other groups there. They'll have a lot of information that some people may find useful.
Thanks for that, Leah. And I guess if does anyone have anything else to share before we close? Okay, I see that Sherry is saying here that they have several events throughout the year at FPC Alderson. No date set, but she'll get us information. Thanks for
Okay,
that, Sherry.
that sounds good. Thank you.
But Jonathan, is it okay if we close there?
Sure. I mean, if nobody else has anything, uh, maybe, yeah,
Okay.
I guess we can close there. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have anything, not unless somebody has anything they want to talk about.
One thing, I guess, before we do close, I'll bring this up and get everybody's insights. I recently attended on Teams the governor's subcommittee meeting for courts, and they are focusing on reentry, and they're trying to develop a plan for offering, you know, appropriate supports for individuals who are re-entering into communities, and they're wanting to start the process like all the way beginning at like the initial contact with law enforcement, all the way to like release and supervision. So one thing that was talked about was getting people access to services while incarcerated, like getting them state IDs, setting them with appropriate health care, and then, transitioning into housing. Were there any issues that maybe any of you all could think of that might pose a barrier to reentry that you think should be addressed? That way, if I have an opportunity to bring these things up, I'll be able to.
Well, I know a bill, I can't remember what the name of the bill. The bill was introduced. It's one of our past bills about getting IDs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a bill being introduced to implement something that was already implemented in the past or something. And that is a big barrier there, coming out with no ID or nothing like that, no identification. Hold on a second. Let me plug my computer up. Uh, I know there's just a lot of stuff going on in the legislation right now. They're trying to increase penalties for certain crimes again, especially drug crimes and stuff. They're trying to increase the penalties for that. I think that as a state we can do better in helping. I know people do wrong, and if they serve their time in prison and they come out, then we as a state should try to help them better themselves and get them back into society. But it seems like a lot of times just the opposite happens.
Absolutely, it becomes a cycle, and I think, like you said, Jonathan, we could be doing more in order to assist these people in the ways that they may need to hopefully, lead them towards better structured living. You know, and for a lot of these people, they don't have those supports. So I'm hoping that that we will at some point see legislation that focuses more towards the side of helping these people and less punitive measures.
And also I see a flip side to it is that the people coming out gotta want to do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I've come August, I've been out 10 years, and so I'm the way I am because I wanted to be better. I didn't want to live that same life and continue going in and out of prison and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, there's a thing to both sides.
Absolutely. I think Sherry made a really good point, because like she said, this is kind of what her entire job is focused around.
Right.
But that ID is such a huge barrier. Then also understanding the appropriate way to use social media and how to navigate the internet, because for some of these individuals, when they entered into incarceration, social media wasn't even a thing. So it's a whole new world to them that they don't understand when eventually they do come out. So I think like giving them education and guidance as far as utilizing these resources to their best ability, I think it's a life skill at this point, right?
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I actually went into prison before the internet came out. And then, I came out 23 years later and it was just a whole different world.
Right. I imagine it's like it's system shock almost. That's awesome, Sherry.
I see that, Sherry. I know the Reach initiative, that's one of the things that we do help with is getting IDs and stuff like that, driver's license, helping them clear up the driver's license and all their citations and stuff that they may have on it.
Nice.
Is that towards me, Sherry? We were just in West Virginia. We are part of the ARC grant, and we have about 9 counties that we are given funding for, and so we are helping to get back to employment under the ARC grant, but we just got a First Foundation grant that is supposed to help with housing. So hopefully we'll be able to balance the different things out uh, as far as the employment go. We try to help them get employment and get IDs and stuff like that. But we have people up in Kanawha County and that covered. We got the whole 9 counties covered. It's mostly southern West Virginia. But I do help, like I'm on the Getting Out app, so I help inmates from, it doesn't matter which prison they're in. We try to help them as much as we can.
Yeah, see that Marcia mentioned, housing is an important issue.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big barrier, especially, for anyone that does have a felony offense, them not being eligible for those HUD benefits.
Marcia, is HUD not available? I know it's not available to drugs and violent felonies, but I thought there were some felonies that is able to get HUD.
I'm not exactly sure. I just keep getting calls from people who say they're a convicted felon and HUD will not rent to them.
Okay, maybe I'll do some research to see uh, what HUD guidelines are. To see what maybe we can help some that maybe don't have a felony that's covered by it or something. So I don't know. I thought only like drug convictions and stuff like that were not allowed into HUD.
See, I thought they loosened up the restrictions about drug offenders.
Uh-huh.
Oh, maybe that was SNAP. I think that was SNAP.
Okay.
But you know what? The bottom line is when these folks get out of incarceration, they have to eat and they have to have shelter. I mean, we learned that in elementary school. You got to
Right.
have food, clothing, and shelter. And no matter what they do in life, if they're going to be alive, they have to have those things. So,
I
Absolutely.
agree.
Yeah. But in case, unless anyone had anything else they wanted to add or share.
Sherry just added the statement in there.
Okay.
Sherry, I put my email in the chat, and if you want to contact me or anything, we can, you can do that.
And
You're welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Sherry, feel free to reach out anytime.
Sherry, if you start looking for the protection advocacy for people with disabilities in each state, most of them are called disability rights and then whatever state. That some of them are disability rights of that state, some of them are just disability rights and then the state's name. But most of them that'll help you find the legitimate ones, is that most of them do have that as their title.
Now, Matthew, I've heard you talk on another thing. Is your group felon friendly, or is it just? I know it's over 55.
Yes, yes, we are. We help folks who are justice impacted.
Okay.
In fact, it's a Department of Labor grant program, and we track most in need, and justice impacted is one of those most in need factors. And this kind of goes back to what you were talking about earlier with, the internet, phones. We were referred an individual out of Cabell or Wayne County who was justice impacted. They had office skills. They were looking for work, but their office skills were from 30 years ago. They were incarcerated back in the 90s. So we were able to place them with a training site. What we do is partner with nonprofits and government organizations who serve as training sites so they get additional labor while our participants get to learn to work in a modern environment. And essentially, we upskill them, help improve their resume, and then help them find work. So we were able to do that for this individual to place them into a training site. And it is paid training for those participants. So they are receiving income while they train with our program. We also provide supportive services, clothing, utility assistance, on occasion rental assistance, just really any number of things for folks who are looking for jobs. It's more than simply putting together a resume. It's hard to think about finding a job when you don't have a place to live. So there's a lot of avenues we can take to support our participants. And we are active in all 4 counties for this reentry council. We currently have participants in McDowell County. We have participants in Mercer, quite a few. We do have one that's in Monroe. I don't believe, no, one in Summers, but we don't currently have any in Monroe County. But we do have
Now,
post agencies in the area that can help train.
do you have a list of what counties you help?
We cover 40 counties in West Virginia. If you let me pull it up here. So nice. Last year it was 21 counties, but we've now expanded out to 40. It's covered in every county. It's just dependent on who the grantee is. We're a sub-grantee of the National Council on Aging. The state grant is handled by HRDF. Let me share my screen here. Can everyone see it?
Nothing's come up yet. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this region is covered out of our Beckley office. The program just restarted back in November. The Department of Labor withheld funding from national grantees. Just hired somebody for our Beckley office that will serve the counties of Mercer, McDowell, Summers, and Monroe. They are actually being onboarded this week. And our office for that region is on Business Street down in Beckley. So these are the counties that we serve across West Virginia. We also serve 4 counties in Kentucky as well: Boyd, Carter, Lewis, and Greenup counties.
So the Huntington office covers Logan, which is where I'm at.
Yes.
Uh, so would I contact the Huntington office or would I contact someone in Logan County?
No, you would contact the Huntington office, and you can always put all requests through our office. And you can even put them through me. I put my information in the chat. You can call our Huntington office. Eventually, as these offices reopen, I've got somebody, I've offered a job in Parkersburg, working on an office space up in Wheeling and Buchanan. We do have an Ashland office. We do cover Logan right now. We used to have an office in Logan and Peck's Mill, but my employee there retired. So when we added the additional 19 counties in West Virginia, we had to realign our regions. But everything you can send through the Huntington office, and once we have the employees in place, we can get you their information and we can forward that information to them. So,
Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this month. It's a great meeting, a lot of good information.
And I have been making it a point to put the meetings on the YouTube page for the West Virginia Council reentry programs. So that way, if you go into the YouTube, that it is there, our past meetings and stuff.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jonathan. We will meet again on Tuesday, February the 17th will be our next Reentry Council's meeting for Mercer, McDowell, Summers, Monroe. Again, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you all have a great rest of your month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later, Marcia.